Ken, how's it going? The 2023 Fighters Only World MMA Awards. You're here at the red carpet. How does it feel to be here, man?
I'm truly honored to be here. Anytime you get noticed for an award, especially with the career that I've had, to be able to come back, be able to see everybody, man, it's awesome.
Yeah, and you're obviously one of the pioneers of this sport. Sitting in 2023, where it is, seeing it everywhere on ESPN, everybody knows the UFC, knows MMA. I guess, how rewarding is that for you as somebody that was kind of a trailblazer?
Well, I mean, it's pretty cool to look around and see where it's at. Knowing when we started, we didn't even know if it was going to be around because it wasn't sanctioned, it was raw, you fight 4 times in one night, you didn't know who you were fighting, but it was the love of the sport there. Now it just seems like it's so organized, everything's so dialed in with the diets and the training and all these setups with moves. It's just at such a high level now, and to know that we were a part of the beginning of that is awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. And I saw you guys got to have a reunion recently as well with the UFC 1 competitors. We saw the final product, but for you in that moment as a human being, how cool was that to see all those guys after all those years?
Yeah, you know, when you're fighting, there's grudges, there's anger, there's sometimes you feel like you got messed over. So when you get to go and actually meet these guys years later, you don't have that fight instinct in you, you're not training for anything. You get to really let down and just really get to know one another, and that's what we got to do there. And just a bunch of great guys, man. I was very blessed to be a part of that.
Were there some of those guys that you hadn't seen for a really long time or talked to?
Yes, absolutely. There was, you know, probably all of them. I've seen them in places, but never really got a chance to talk to any of them. So it was really cool to be able to sit down and just kind of chop it up. It was, and again, like I said, to be there, to be with those guys that literally stepped in there with no idea of what was going to happen, but yet they did it anyways, man. That was just an honor to be sitting there with those guys.
Yeah. Tonight you're being recognized. I think MMA in general doesn't necessarily, it's kind of a, relative to the other sports, it hasn't been around that long, right? So I think there's not really avenues for pioneers like yourself to be kind of recognized. Would you like to see the history of the sport kind of recognized more? Like I thought, for example, the UFC did their 30th anniversary event. I thought it would have been great if you guys were there and they had a moment for you. Stuff like that, is that something you hope to see going forward?
You know, it's difficult because there was 2 different owners. You know, you had SEG and then, you know, Semi-Pro Entertainment, and you had Zuffa. So there was a lot of different stages of ownership. So I guess just trying to break the ice and kind of hopefully they let all those boundaries down and just recognize the sport for what it is and not who started it and who created what, but just about the guys that were a part of it in the beginning and everything that transitioned up to now would come together.
Talk to me about last one, what you got going on. I know you have your bare knuckle promotion that just recently relaunched. What else is going on in the world of Ken Shamrock?
Yeah, that's basically it. You know, I've always never wanted to leave the sport in the first place, but you know, you just get to a point where you just can't do it. I had that love for it, and I never wanted to leave it. Even today, I still enjoy it and would love to do it, but I know that that's not going to happen, right? But the love is still in my heart. So the only way I could be a part of it was to start my own bare knuckle league, to be able to give other fighters opportunities to feel what I felt, that love, that energy, that excitement. So that's what we're doing, man. I'm going out there and I'm developing a company to give other fighters to experience what I experienced.
Awesome. Ken, appreciate the time.
Thank you.